Alright, hello? Is that loud? I feel like that's loud. Checking. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Everything good? I think so. Alright. Just go over here real quick. Make sure everything's working over there. Okay. I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, let's skip Ash's stream. Let's go. Yeah, no. Yep. I should. I had a choice yesterday. It was either Final Fantasy or Ashes of Creation, and y'all know what my first love is. I'm not gonna lie. Final Fantasy is my first love. I need a shave. Let's get a carry. I got all this extra stuff too I haven't taken care of in a while. The things you notice, huh? Anyways, that's not why we're here to talk about my beard. There we go. There we go. Got it. Artie, we have same beard and glasses. Twins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Can you hear it, Noah? Both
July
me and them.
update.
Do I need to
hope
turn
that
them
our
up?
wonderful community
Me
has
up?
been doing well. We have quite a bit to go over today, so buckle in as per
Ow.
usual. If you are new here, you can probably see the run of show below us. But just so that I can go over it quickly, we do have our reminders. We'll be going over our cleric update, which some of you have seen some of our cleric updates in the past. There's a whole new slew of abilities.
Yes, a whole new world, some might say, of cleric abilities. No, I'm just kidding. Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
I think Steven and I sang that at one of the extra
I'm ready.
live.
I'm ready. We could do an encore presentation this year.
Oh,
Just don't get sued by
okay,
Disney.
I didn't practice because I was really bad.
You are like 10% too
Guys,
loud.
Sorry for the brief delay
I'm too loud?
in the stream, but we have a jam-packed, fun
Am I still too
presentation
loud?
for you today. You guys are going to see, as Margaret said, an update to the cleric kit. You're going to get a really rounded look at these abilities and what the cleric in Alpha
Better
2
or
is going
worse?
to play like. It's going to be an awesome opportunity for you to give us feedback. Really excited for you guys to see it. The world is looking beautiful. The effects are coming along, and the gameplay, I feel, for this cleric kit is pretty good. So
I'd
I've been
say
having fun
turn
with it.
them
I've been
up
do-
by
I'm
50%.
basically the combat team has a few experts that they're trying to have it within the
Testers,
teams to
yes.
be experts for the classes. And
Our
I'm
internal
the cleric
focus
one.
testers.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
focus
good.
testers. So it's been pretty fun
Cruiser.
getting to do all the combat stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
get to
and
bring
actually
Cruiser.
we had at the beginning of this month we had a
Better or
lot
worse?
of internal testing
They're
for
still a
the
little
combat team
soft.
across all of our different internal departments, and they were able to fill out surveys and feedback. And you know, we're all MMO gamers, so it's great for them to give this feedback. And cleric was one of those that was showcased.
That
during
should be
testing
about
period.
right,
So,
right there.
Yeah, we
super
did
excited to
there
get
was,
your
like,
guys' thoughts.
General feedback on the encounters that they had built out, and then there was
Yes.
feedback per your class that you were playing, which was pretty
Yes.
cool.
And on top
I
of
need
that,
a
you're
fidget
also
toy.
going to see a really cool new area. It's at the what we call the Highwayman Hills. You may have seen this location. It is in the Riverlands, but it is a bit hilly, but it is a beautiful location that the environment team has done a great job in specking out. So a lot of fun. There's a little bit of a story arc there too.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. We kind of gave the preface for the cleric update.
I know, a little bit. And then we have a small art update, just a couple things. So we'll focus really on answering a lot of your guys' questions. And then, of course, we have a little studio update and then Q&A from the forums that we've gathered as well. So a lot of answering all y'all's questions. But before we get into that, we're going to do our quick reminders.
I don't have my phone
and
on me.
Of course, the first part of this is checking out the YouTube comment from last time. And if you would like your comment selected, all you have to do is on our next development update, when this one is up on our YouTube channel, leave a comment, make sure that you're subscribed and that we can see that you're subscribed. And then we will maybe select your comment. It's all random, so.
By the way, I just would like to comment that I saw a few comments about the little dude in the background there. That is like a 7,500 piece Lego puzzle that John almost single-handedly put together. I just want to answer some of the questions of what is that. That's what that is. That thing is crazy, but it was super cool to see it get put together.
Nice.
It's a Star Wars thing.
All right, so the question that we have is, what is the intended gameplay mechanic if you are attacked during the middle of craft or harvest? What happens to the materials used in the craft or the items being harvested? And this is from Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, so much for leaving a comment over on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So this is a pretty easy one. Essentially, anytime you're in the middle of a process, such as crafting an item, if it's a fast craft situation, or harvesting a particular resource gatherable or any type of interaction point, the completion of that interaction is when the items are removed either for the crafting process or the item is received for the harvesting or gatherable interaction. So if you were interrupted during that time, you're not going to experience any type of like loss of items or failure in the gathering. The player will have the opportunity in certain situations where combat does not automatically remove you from, because we don't want people to be able to grief in that way. Usually the player will have to make their own choice to step away from that interaction and to engage if there is PvP there, or if there is combat even with PvE scenarios, because some craftables or interactables are going to be out in the wild, right? So if you want to continue, your progress there and complete that action, then gain the resources and then start interacting with the combat, that's acceptable. But everything occurs at completion of the interaction.
All right. And Stephen did do a interview with the Ashen Forge. If you haven't gotten to check that out, definitely go check it out. There was a lot of goodness that went into that, like a lot of questions answered.
That was a lot of fun. I always enjoy any type of like Q&A or interaction or interview that's very conversational, right? And I had a great opportunity with
Tangents of Creations.
With both the Ashen Forge as well as Tangents of Creation, which was, I believe, that next weekend. And I had a lot of fun in both of those. So if you guys didn't have an opportunity to check that out, feel free to take a look at that. Ashen Forge and Tangents of Creation. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Stephen will be doing more things like that in the future, so keep your eyes peeled. Next up, of course, we talked about this last month, but we also still have it up and available. So if you have thoughts on roleplay, definitely go head on over to our forums. We will be wrapping that up soon. So it is what systems and features make roleplay fun? What features help remove hurdles and barriers? So if you are somebody who's a big fan of roleplay, highly recommend heading on over to our forums. And of course, we will have a forum feedback thread today up for Cleric as well. I'll remind you about that a little later, but just an FYI. And with that, we'll head on to the main event.
Yes. And I will just give a very brief disclaimer, as usual, since we already kind of discussed what's in here. As always, everything is work in progress. The visual effects, the UI, we have not really entered into a polish phase for Alpha 2, so What you are seeing is active development. Keep that in mind as you're watching. Things will improve.
Okay.
Don't look at it as a final product, but look at it as a
Focused.
directional preview, which is what we want you guys to give feedback on, and that's why we do these presentations on a monthly basis, is so that you can take a look at the directionality that we are going with the class kit design, the world design, the combat design, and you guys can give us feedback on that directionality. So with that being said, please enjoy.
See you on the flip side.
Ashes of Creation. Alpha 2 Cleric Archetypes. Updates. Words are
Hello,
hard.
everyone, and
What's a
welcome to
rhino?
yet another day in Vera. Happy to be with you guys
I
again.
wanna
I
ride a
can't
rhino.
believe that it is the end of July, but we have a fun presentation
it's
to
the
show
end
you
of
guys
July
today.
either,
An
actually.
update on the cleric kit,
2023
and
is
also
just
a little
flying.
bit of a showcase for the Highwayman Hills area, which is a very cool point of interest. I am joined by two of our glorious designers whom you have spoken with before in the past. They are our resident Dr. Bucky. Bucky, how you doing, buddy?
Good, I'm doing great.
Welcome, sir. And then we also have our glorious combat designer, Mr. Trad. How you doing, Trad?
Doing great. Happy to be here again.
Yeah, happy to have you guys both. So obviously, clerics are near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. We had a little bit of a showcase for the cleric. Gosh,
Okay.
when was that? That was last year? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Few live streams ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a few, and we were in.
Well, it was last
I
year.
think we were in that cemetery area, and we were kind of showcasing some things, and
Was
the
that
community
all the
gave
way
us a
back
lot of
to
great
last
feedback.
year?
And your guys' team on the combat strike team have now had an opportunity to kind of go through, analyze, and collect that feedback, incorporate it as part of our development process.
feel like it was
And
more
we have a little
recent
bit
than
more
last
extensive
year,
of a
right?
kit today to show. I think we have roughly 18 abilities, or how many abilities are we showing off today?
Yeah, somewhere between 16 to 18 on there.
Yeah, it's very
Big
very
increase.
excited. Big increase. Gives a much more comprehensive look at the core kit for the archetype, which is super exciting. So, before we
exciting.
begin, why don't we perhaps talk a little bit about the
The
area
rhino.
that we are in? And by the way, yes, this is a noble warhorn. He's a big fella. He's excited to get in there. He's heard that there is some minotaurs that have taken up residence in what used to be, I think, a bandit camp. Look at how we don't have sounds associated with them yet. Sorry, guys, sound effects.
I'll
sound
do
effects
some.
okay, perfect. Thank you. Hold on, wait.
Sound does a rhino
we gotta time
anyway.
that. We gotta time that right. Hold on. 3, 2. Thank you, Bucky. That was perfect, and that is why you were Dr. Bucky. No, but tell
I'll be
us a
the
little bit
rhino.
about
That'd
this
be the
place,
whole strip.
the Highwayman Hills.
Me just being the
Yeah,
rhino.
so we're venturing into the Highwayman Hills, a place notorious for, bandit activity, always dangerous to run a caravan through here. Even just looking at these, walls here, you could see we could get, jumped at any moment. But,
God
yeah,
raised,
so
though, so that's kind of
used
cool.
to be resided by bandits, but now there's a story arc that's been triggered. So the Shattercloud tribe of Minotaur have recently seized control of the area, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Minotaur activity now instead.
And that's part of the whole, how story arcs are intended to kind of change the environment, the world. Obviously we saw this a little bit with the Tower of Carfin presentation, but the spawners are adaptive based on the state of the world, and that state
I'm
is
afraid if I
inclusive
pause it,
of
I
these
might
story
get
arc
an
conditions.
ad.
Yeah.
But I did a video on this a year ago where I'm like, Ashes of Creation might be the closest thing you get to an actual D&D game in a video game. But I said that before Baldur's Gate, so that might not be accurate anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're able to, complete our quest here, we might further change as well.
This is absolutely beautiful. I can't believe Environment has done a tremendously glorious job.
It does look
in
really good.
creating. I love the canopy through the approach into the Highwayman Hills zone. It is super cool.
Yeah, it looks great with the God Rays coming in.
Oh yeah, you can't have enough goblins, as Tristan knows. So do we have a quest for this area, or what are we seeing here? Ooh, location entered. Okay, so we actually now are in the Highwayman Hills. Perhaps I should let my my noble warhorn
Yeah.
off here.
Might get dangerous.
You've been a trusty steed, my friend, but this area is just far too dangerous for your kind. So just hang out here and we'll be back. Okay, so I think, you know, what's been relatively successful in the past, or the community has enjoyed, is when we kind of spend a little bit of time up front going through each of these abilities, describing what they do, and then we can do some gameplay and kind of show off the kit in action.
Yeah.
We might want to take a volunteer, because I know this is all healing centric for the most part, which means we'll actually have to have a target. Bucky, would you like to be that
Sure,
target?
yes. Gotta do it right here in
Okay.
the shade. Is this good?
Oh my god, this is hopefully not a sign of things to come, but there's a corpse next to you.
I think it might be.
That
plus
guy didn't
dangerous.
get any heals.
What happened to this
He
guy?
ran out of
Didn't get any
heals.
heals,
Who
What
is
hap-
this?
happened?
That
Oh my
sucks.
god. That looks
Sucks
Only
to be
with
that
red
guy.
core.
Okay, so let's start off with this with this kit. What is our first ability that we have?
Which one are you looking
That's
at?
a
Men
lot
here?
of orange.
Yeah, I'm looking at men.
Okay.
It says that it instantly
Oh, that sucks. Hold on.
launches a healing projectile toward target
That is
ally.
a lot of orange.
Each charge of the
though.
ability consumed after the
I feel like
first
they
has no
could
mana cost. Okay, that's nice. And it restores an
open the
increasing
range
amount of
of,
mana to the caster
colors
based on the
a
number of
bit.
missing charges. Consecutive uses of the ability will gain bonus healing. So
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about the intent here.
This is kind of the efficient maintenance heal that you can fall back on if things aren't, hitting the fan too hard. So if you're, if your target's not gonna not in immediate danger of dying, this is a lighter weight heal that is much more efficient on your mana resource.
I'll just keep damaging myself so you can
yeah.
heal me.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty nice and comfortable to use, and see the little floating projectiles. It's not great for like a super reactive situation because they have that travel time, but
But you still have the
it's pretty
opportunity to
good.
use
It's-
them.
It's more like a predictive heal, right? Like
Yeah.
when you don't need to immediately respond to a bad situation.
And just to keep in mind, guys, as always, this is very necessary for us to say, this is still a work in progress. We are working towards our Alpha 2. You're going to see the state of the UI is not in its final form. Same
That's
is true
probably
for
a
the
good
visual
thing.
effects
That's a lot of
and
orange.
everything else, right? Everything is always in the state of polish and kind of
That is
refinement.
that
or,
is
excuse me,
a
when we
lot
get
of
to that
orange.
state. But that's what you're kind of seeing now. So this is a pretty useful ability. You're intended to kind of like weave this in between your normal rotation, yeah?
Yeah. So like one of the reasons this came to be for the kit is in the last version of the kit we felt like you were kind of swapping between cooldowns because you just used whatever was up, but you didn't really have a comfortable like fallback. And so this one serves as more of a filler activity that's a little more freely usable and more spammable. A lot of healers we played in past games, they have that
Pass
heal,
out
like
those
that core
heals.
heal that you can just kind of use back to back.
Maybe I
And
shouldn't
that
do
one
that.
is like filling that role to a degree.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. Sorry, Bucky. you were
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say?
between this one and then the next one, Deliverance, they're both kind of like your core
Deliverance.
filler heals that you're constantly like your bread and butter is really.
Awesome. So Deliverance, let's talk a little bit about that. It says a held ability, which means that it's a variable charge value, yeah?
Yeah, I really like this one. I'm sure there's something out there, but I've never actually played a healer that had a casted heal
I
that
don't
you
think
could
I've
release
played
at
it
variable
either.
points of time, and it just
Healer's
to me
not
it seems
my
like it fits
play
heal really
style.
well because of its
I'd rather
reactive
be in
nature.
your
So you can like
face.
release it. You can kind of like hold it in, if your target's, you're almost
Either
like playing
DPS or
kind of Russian
tank.
roulette with your target, like you're pushing it to the last second to get the most value.
Yeah, it's a really nice like tool to have to be able to like cook the heal basically. If you think the target's going to take some more damage, you get more value out of it. The other cool thing about this one is that it scales based on the missing health of the target. So if you cast it on me now when I'm at full health, it'll heal for a lot less than when I'm pretty low.
That's super cool. Whoops. Okay, let's try you super low. So, holding it full length, you go from about 780 to about 1400.
And that would have been even more if his health were even lower. So, like he said, if you were at like
Here,
one health,
I'll get super low here.
yeah, so you'll see an even bigger. So it scales on two axes basically. It's scaling on both missing
I'm at
health.
9.
Yeah, scaling on both missing health and the amount of time you charge it. So there's a lot of
Oh, there you go.
Wow, that's cool.
big
What?
idea.
Clutch
I like the
save.
Russian roulette aspect of it. I can just imagine the amount of friction that's going to cause in parties when the cleric player wants to maximize the efficacy of the heal versus the player recipient that's like, whoa, man.
That drama
What's
between
going on?
tanks and healers is
You're
what
getting me
MMOs are
really
all about.
low. I know, but I need those heal
Absolutely.
numbers.
That's like standard staple
Lucio, I need healing.
interaction. Okay, cool. So that's a super cool ability. Talk to me a little bit
I
about
need
Soothing
healing.
Glow.
This is a bread and butter regen spell. You have 3 charges of it. You can either stack them all on one target, and they don't stack in
Stack 'em
healing,
up,
but they will stack in duration.
I'll
So if you
knock
just
'em
want like a really long duration heal on your tank or regen on your tank, then you could do that. Or you can spread it out for more effective healing per second by having them all tick simultaneously.
I saw
on
those
different
3
targets.
things
So there's a
floating
couple different
around
ways to
them, and
use
I
this.
thought about Mario
Super
Kart.
cool. I love
When you have the
obviously
3
pots
shells.
are something you try to keep up often. So
Don't
this
ask me how
also
my
has
brain
charges.
Yep, 3
Yep,
charges.
3 charges.
Nice, very cool. All right, I see we have a flash cure. Talk to me about the flash cure.
Another charge-based thing. This is actually the last one, so it's not like all the abilities. have
Everything
charges.
is charges, charges,
They
stacks
just-
on stacks.
They just happen to be very front-loaded here. But this is your last charge-based ability. This is an instant heal. The neat gimmick about this one is you can use it during other abilities. It's kind of like our version of what you would refer to as an OGCD or an off-global cooldown.
Final Fantasy.
We don't
has
actually
off
have a global
global
cooldown in the game right now, but
cooldowns
it serves as
where you're supposed to
that
hit
kind
like
of thing
your
where,
big one.
for example, one
and then
way I
you
like to
hit
use
a
this is
little
if you're
one,
charging Deliverance,
and
you
then
could
you
even
hit the big one again.
push it a little further by hitting that
And so,
flash cure
as the
as
game-
you're charging up Deliverance, if you want to do that.
Now,
So as the game evolves and as people try to figure out the meta, they'll figure out like the best rotation for the most damage, the fastest rotation, the opening rotation, and it'll be all that fun stuff. Don't make me watch ads.
presumably, though, you wouldn't want to flash cure while you're using deliverance unless you're afraid that they're gonna die.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Or you could also just
Okay.
let go of deliverance and have it just go off right then and there. So you kind of have choices there, and whether you want to try to get maximum deliverance value by throwing in a flash gear or just making sure your target doesn't die.
Cool. That's super cool. I like that kind of oh shit button, so to speak, right? Where essentially, you know, for me as a person who's mained healer often, it's always a very tense situation when you're waiting for that massive group heal cast time to go off, or whatever massive burst heal that you're trying to do, and you're puckering up because who knows if they're going to live during that cast time. But if you need to, you can always pop a little bit of flash cures.
Yeah, it's fun to use.
It's minute. Yeah. What you're going to say, Trent? Yeah.
I was just saying it's fun to use. It's like a nice little emergency
fun to
tool
use.
because
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
my
the time
insight,
you're
too.
as a
It's
healer
fun
you're
to
like
use.
waiting for that
Far
heal to go
back.
off. You're like, come on, and sometimes you miss it. It feels a little bad, and this is a way to.
Absolutely.
This is an answer to that.
Yeah, super cool. Okay, next one we have here. The Resplendent Beam. Talk to me about that one. We've seen that, and we've seen an iteration of that in the past,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
This is a returning one, but it's seen a little bit of change. Before it was just you popped it and it would do a chain heal. Now you can use it on Bucky. Just hit it, tap the button.
Just a tap.
Yep.
Tap-a-roo.
Yep, exactly. There you go. And so you can use it as a quick single target heal that way, but you can also charge it. So this is another held ability, and the longer you charge it, the more targets it will bounce between. So if you do it again and you hold it, you'll see that.
I should probably set my cooldowns to 0 for this portion of the.
Sure.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But yeah, it kind of has the
Whoops.
you can use it just instant cast to get a quick.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. That's all orange. I feel like that needs a bit more color in there.
Heal off on someone, or you can decide to charge it up basically and have it bounce to a bunch of people.
If
so.
you charge it all the way, it should bounce between all of us. A little triangle.
So let me try the quick cast again real quick. Alright, so that's the quick cast, and then I'll charge it up.
Nice.
Legate.
Super
Rar.
cool. Okay.
Rios Cosa. As my friend
I like
groups
how I'm just,
assigned
with the
clerics, I was
animation, it's just
happy
like,
with this.
Everyone
live
stand
stream.
back! And we're good.
Yeah, animators do some pretty cool work.
That's cool. Very nice.
You play
Okay,
as
I
a
like
cleric,
I like the dual
Legate?
purpose nature of that. And obviously this is a great
I
point
don't
of
play as
feedback for
healers
those of
in
you
my
in the audience who are
MMOs.
kind of watching and taking a look at this
I'd
class
rather
kit.
be
You know, do you like the
DPS
versatilities on a
upfront,
bespoke basis per
in your
ability where you
face,
kind of have alternate types of
doing the
functionality that's
damage.
up to the user to
Or
determine
tanking
based on
it
the situation?
sometimes.
Or do you like more static
healing,
use
it's
cases,
not my
right?
thing.
Something that is very specific and you have to kind of use it for that situation. That's a great question to get feedback on. Personally, myself, I think that providing the user a bit more flexibility and versatility in the use of these abilities makes for interesting gameplay, a lot of agency for the player to kind of move between. Okay, let's move to the next one. Bless Weapon. Talk to me about this one.
This is
Yes.
one of my favorites.
It's a buff.
This is like basically a utility, a mana utility that you can use on either yourself or an ally. So it's kind of like a
Okay.
decision point of, do I want to, sacrifice some of my own mana resource management in exchange for helping out an ally? And one way I like to use this is I'll just kind of look at my own mana or someone else's, and it's like, oh, the tank's like really low. I'll throw this on them for now, and then I'll put it on myself later. The eventual idea, it's not set up this way currently, but the idea is you can like freely kind of switch it around between yourself and different party members. Right
So
now,
it
it's
gives
just
you
on the
mana?
cooldown.
Okay, so I'm going to use
Imbues your
this on
target
myself.
with weapon with
and
a
what
radiant
effect are we
light,
gonna
causing
see right
each
now?
of their
So it'll
weapon combo
bless
to
your
attack
weapon
the
as
deal
it is appropriately
additional
named, and
gradient.
while
okay.
that is,
Oh,
I
give
don't
it to
want
me.
it
Yep.
anyway.
Yes.
So,
Shoot.
so that means if Bucky were to attack an enemy, he would return mana per hit,
Okay, so we'll show that off when we get into some
but it's
enemies.
only
Okay.
weapon combos.
Okay, got it. Cool. All right.
Not
I see
usually,
also we have
but
here.
let me-
Let's go to Judgment.
Not usually, but no. One in my friend group is interested, so I will go outside my usual box of DPS. Oh, I'll be the healer if no one wants to be the healer. Like, we need a healer, guys. Nope, we need a healer, guys. Okay, fine, I'll do it.
We have Judgment. We saw a version of this in the past.
Yep.
Yeah, so Judgments, we've since changed Judgments. Now it's a lot longer of a cast. But effectively it's similar where you can either cast it on an enemy to do a huge portion of damage, or you can cast it on an ally to do a huge heal. So it's kind of a big
Okay.
charged nuke. Yeah.
Nice. You want to do some damage
Oh, yeah,
to
sorry.
yourself here? Let me show that off.
We've juiced this
Let's
one up a
see.
bit.
It has received the juicing. Or, I'm sorry, apologies. The juice.
Box.
The juice box. The juice box, thank you. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one.
He just
Oh,
accused his
yeah,
buddy of
okay.
juicing.
Super cool.
So
super
not as
cool.
big as Deliverance when they're
As
fully
healers
charged Deliverance to
goes-
low health, but it's still pretty big, and it
As healers go, this was pretty good.
even if they're high, it'll heal for the same amount. So it's kind of
Nice. Okay, cool. What's this one? What's Communal Restoration?
Another one that's a returning
Another
familiar
Returning, yeah.
familiar cleric spell
Another
is
one.
this one's been changed a little bit too, but it's mostly the same. It's still a party-based heal. It's really your only party-based heal that doesn't have any proximity, unless like they're really far, but it extends pretty far to all party members. It does a direct heal, but it also has a hot component, so it's like, or again, not super responsive, but it's very good value, especially in like an 8-person group.
yeah. It's also giving some
Okay.
temporary hit points. You can see, I think, in the UI.
Yep.
A little bit of temp HP.
As healers go, this was pretty good. I'd be happy playing it.
Oh, let's see where that is.
I still
Where's
need
that
some
at?
convincing.
Should be a little blue bar overlay on the health bars. See that?
Ah,
little-
that was
little
cool.
portion of temp health there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I see
Once
that.
the-
Okay, cool. So this
yeah.
can overcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Once the effect expires, too, the temp health will go away. So if it wasn't, you weren't damaged in the time, then it's not effective healing.
It feels like perhaps the
I forgot what I was gonna say. I paused it with some great insight, and then I just lost it. Now it's gone.
the
Place good insight here.
instant health received from this might be a little low. Is that the intent, or
It is a little low, and I mean, this obviously all these things are kind of in early iterations. Nothing super
Yes.
balanced. Things are kind of balanced, but like for this one, it's like,
Because remember, guys, it's a work in progress.
okay, the value is 1
in case they didn't drill that point home enough, it is a work in progress.
And you don't have to worry about
Did I mention it's a work in progress? Just in case someone important's watching, they see something they don't like, they could be like, this is a work in progress.
positioning of your team. It just hits everybody. And if in an 8-person group, that kind of adds
Work in progress.
up a lot. Plus the hot effect and all the other stuff going on.
Cool. Super cool. All right, what's this next one we have? Consecrating Wave.
This one's pretty sweet. So this one's a frontal cone heal. So you don't need a target for this one. You can just cast it and it'll shoot it forward based on which way you're looking, and it'll heal everyone it hits, all allies, and then it'll also damage enemies it hits too. So it has a dual purpose as well. It's AOE damage in.
Wow, that's cool.
That looks great.
In contrast to communal restoration, this one's a bit more powerful. Also does damage.
That's the
so
one
that's
I'd
kind of the
spam.
trade-offs. Is you have to position. You know, it costs
I'd
you
be
in your
healing
position,
everyone,
but then
I'd be
it's
doing
in exchange
damage
for
to
a bit more
everything.
power.
That's the one I
Something we
would spam.
talked about doing, but I don't think I've done yet, was
Constant.
making it split between all the targets hit. So if you hit a lot of targets, it'll do less, and like if you hit half enemies, half allies, it'll split the total throughput. But I don't think we've done that part yet.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, talk to me a little bit about Divine Flare.
Yeah, this one is another kind of what I refer to as like action heals. Consecrating Wave and Divine Flare, they're heals that you have to aim in world.
Skill
so this
shots.
this one, if you put it on the ground, it's like a
as
delayed
League of Legends players
AoE.
calls them.
If you want to try that on Bucky or something, and after
I've
Lucky,
missed
you look
so
like you need some help.
much. Sorry, Art.
All right, here. Let me help you.
You are that guy. You know, like when you show up to the party and everyone's like knocked out, and you're like, I'm here. Acknowledge me. And everyone's like dead on the floor, passed out, drunk, high, and you have no idea why everyone's knocked out because you showed up late. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. How's it going?
oh, you gotta get in it.
Oh, you
fail.
missed it. Oh, that's so good.
So what's interesting
like
about that one is it would also split amongst targets. So I got a bigger heal there because Bucky
I am that guy.
didn't make it in time. It is kind of a funny little like
At least in this stream, I didn't see your response like 10 or 15 minutes later.
mind game going.
I'm chronically late to everything besides work. Yeah, you can't be late to work. They pay you.
There of I'm gonna jump in there, but it's
But it's going good. I'm just at work.
at the expense of his health because I'm stealing it.
Tanks only, please, in this AoE.
Yeah.
Get these trash mages out.
The more social conflict dynamics going on. Name of the game.
I like the. Excuse me. Had to cough for a second. I like the delayed functionality in that ability. I think that's super cool, especially for an AoE skill. And telegraphing the location, obviously, with the ground-based decal for the party is
Definitely a
super fun,
very
especially
proactive
in
one.
weird. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Sorry. I would just tell my group, I'm like, hey, line up at boss's foot, and I'll drop a heal, and they'll all go to his foot, and I'll drop the heal on the foot. I feel like I'll just coordinate it a bit better. Actually think this live stream was a good one. I haven't decided yet. I'm halfway through watching
Super
it.
cool. All right, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Barrier.
Yeah, so Barrier is the classic kind of shield spell you'd expect to see from a healer kit. So, but with the added twist that you have to sacrifice a bit of your own health as the healer to cast it. So it doesn't actually use mana, I don't think. It just, you sacrifice a portion of your health to directly give to another player every time.
Okay, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll already be at the boss's foot hard, so don't
That's
worry.
pretty good. And it's a clear delineation,
Tilly's like, send me in, coach.
obviously, in the
Send me in, coach.
style of the shield bubble, so that you can distinguish
I
between.
gotta adjust the
you know, the
camera
bubble
where
types,
you can
right?
see my
Like
hand
the mage's
movement.
bubble.
Yeah, we
Very
can do a
cool.
comparison.
It's just my stream is
Oh, there
kind
you go.
of cheap.
Ah, your bubble
And
brothers.
so
guys
Tilly
bounce
is
off of each other?
fashionably
Pals.
late.
Yeah,
Yes,
bubble
he is.
buddies.
That's bubble physics in, yeah.
We're bubble buddies.
Here, have some health. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the chains of restraint.
Yeah, this one's pretty similar to
Got
what it
me
was
in
before.
chains. You got me in
It does damage over
chains
time,
of
so it's, a really, it's
restraint, and
pretty
I
much the
wouldn't
primary melee
change.
damage tool of the cleric, which isn't really the primary role of the cleric, but you know they get some, and it also applies stagger, so it kind of
Focus.
provides some offensive support. Stagger, for example, synergizes very well with some tank abilities, which what it effectively does is extends the duration of a trip, which is a knockdown. So if you've like stacked up a bunch of stagger on an enemy and then trip them, they spend more time hard to succeed than if they hadn't been staggered at all.
Very cool. And obviously, as we said, guys, just so you're aware, when it comes to the development of the abilities, you know, there is a specific pipeline that includes ideation into the bare bones kind of standing up with the functionality with design, and then it moves to animation to provide final animation sets, and then it moves to visual effects, and then it moves to audio effects, and visual effects and audio effects that tend to be at the end of that pipeline are usually the things that get that still need works, that are still heavily works in progress. So you're seeing the visual effects now, but obviously that will change in the future. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Defiant Light.
Yeah, so this one's a really good tool for saving someone who's in danger of dying. It's very powerful.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Which one? Okay.
So it applies, first of all, it applies a huge heal over time to the target. But if they die while this heal over time is in effect, it'll prevent their death and heal them for a flat amount. So it's kind of like a... Oh!
Oh wow!
I don't think it works with nuke. But...
Oh no.
That's funny. Just
Sorry.
page planted.
You said that it would keep you alive.
We'll see if it actually works in action.
We'll use it in action, yeah.
Okay,
Release the
I'm
moments,
sorry.
release the moments.
I just wanted to, you said it'll keep you alive, so the first thing that came to mind is let me kill you
The
to
intent
demonstrate.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
If
it's the
that
same
had
thing.
happened and
It's
that was
like,
real
yeah,
damage,
Gives me
it
permission to die.
he would have prevented the death. The effect would be removed, and then he would receive a heal up to like 25% of his HP.
I
Awesome.
don't trust.
When your shadows turn to ash, then you have my permission to die.
Okay,
Cleric.
cool.
Just go alone, tread.
No, Mr.
Okay,
Bond,
so
I
that's
expected to die.
Defiant Light. Not as defiant as we thought it.
I was born and you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
would be, but hopefully it will be when we get into combat. Okay, Healing Touch. Talk to me a little bit about this.
That's a melee heal basically. You have to be up next to your
That's where
target,
Mike
but it is
was.
an insta cast and it's a pretty fat heal. So it's kind of like Consecrating Wave. It's
I
being
keep it
costed
down
more
here.
on its positioning, but rewards. Maybe if some of our more melee built clerics would really want to lean into this, because they have that positioning advantage for it.
Oh, there you
See, Noah understands.
go. Okay, see, look at that.
Noah understands everything.
I taketh, I giveth.
I know you always got my back, Noah. Oh, you guys are besties.
There you are. Have health.
This one combos really nicely too with the next ability, the Wings of Salvation, because it'll let you get into
Ooh.
melee and then you can follow it up with a Healing Touch on if they're low.
Yeah, this is
All right.
essentially an ally gap closer.
So this is, you must have an ally targeted, and definition of an ally is going to be any non-combatant player and non-mob NPC.
Correct.
Okay. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's missing. I think it's missing audio effects. Let's see. Missing? Oh no,
yeah.
there it goes.
Oh, there it goes, yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
Phoenix.
Wait, we gotta give it.
Don't be
the
jealous,
full
Art.
Phoenix sound. Hold on.
Nah, I'm not
Signature
jealous.
Phoenix ability.
Oh, the audio might be a little bit bugged, but that's okay. As
It
we
should
said,
be
all
me,
things are
though.
work in progress.
I'm not jealous. I just know my rightful
Nice,
place.
There it is.
Try the 1-2 with the
Just
Healing Touch
just
follow up.
kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna T into Shift T. Got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty cool
There you go.
combo.
What if I T while flashing and then shift T? Hold on, wait a
Oh,
second.
I haven't even tried that.
Oh my
Pro
god,
gamer
things are about to
incoming.
break.
Crafting.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh, that worked.
It all happened so fast. I can't even.
Reaction content is so hard because when I watch something, I just watch it. And I just watch it, and then I usually get my thoughts later. Except Final Fantasy, you should have seen me when I saw Phil Spencer come on the stage. I'm like, Final Fantasy to Xbox, and I was like over the moon. But you guys are here for Ashes of Creation.
Super healing.
That sort of worked. I had to use like
saved
2 hands. Okay, cool.
Like top tier game.
So we got Wings of Salvation, and then I'm looking here.
Wings of Salvation sounds like an American bear. It sounds like a bear. Please enjoy Wings of Salvation. Drink responsibly.
We have Smite, Condemn, and Divine Infusion. We can't show Smite or Condemn. We'll use those on enemies here in a second, but let's talk about Divine Infusion. And this one is a bigger topic.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the class resource and then how this plays into it. You'll notice if you look at the top left, there are now 3 resource bars for the cleric. And that third one you might have seen going up and down as as Steven's been healing. But this resource regenerates based on how much healing and damage you've been doing over the last 10 seconds. So the more radiant damage and the more you're healing, and it's only effective healing, so you can't overheal for this. But the more you're doing that, the faster this resource will build up. And the way you spend this resource.
Every time I heard Smite as an ability, I always think of the MOBA Smite. Yeah, no, my brain went right to League of Legends too. I'm like, oh, like Jungle Smite.
Is on an ability called Divine Infusion.
Smite the Baron.
And what this is if you have enough resource to complete the cast of a spell, you can use this during the cast of the spell and it will auto-complete that spell. I've never actually seen a mechanic like this in a game before. It was a pretty cool idea that came up across the design team.
Yeah.
The Riot MMO better have Smite as an ability.
Very cool.
I'd be disappointed if it doesn't.
Cool. Okay, so essentially, I am going to build up some of the unique energy. I'm going to do that by healing Bucky. And then I am going to use a long cast ability, and I'm going to attempt to use Divine Infusion to complete that cast sooner than normally would be possible. And just to be clear, if I were not to, let's say, use that ability, then I would have a passive benefit for my character while that energy is maintained that amplifies some spell efficacy as a healer.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so let me try to get some of this stuff. Whoops. Oh, I got 1 off of that. Okay, so it's gradually earning it over time.
Yeah, like when you heal, it kind of gives you some generation of this resource, so then it kind of rewards you the actual resource over time. So you can see it kind of filling in your bar.
Yeah, we've been referring to this as like a heat mechanic, right? So it's not like a direct instant translation of you heal this much and you get this.
Place reaction here.
Resource immediately.
I'm not trying to be a smartass. I just don't know what to say. But I gotta like add commentary.
It's like ramping up your region and build up rate.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to use Judgment, and then I'm going to pop my Divine Infusion. Oh, whoops.
That's bad. I don't think it would work.
One.
I said it earlier in the stream, but I think Ashes of Creation's gonna be insanely meta heavy. And so when the game first comes out, there's gonna be a lot of people playing with like the rotations and metas and the cooldowns, global off cooldowns, and everyone trying to figure out where things go. And just a lot of mid-maxers. And I'm kind of excited to see how it works for the healing guys.
Yeah. Oh, look
Very
at
nice.
that! And it consumes some amount of it.
Oh, you were able to do
Okay,
two?
very cool. Yeah, I was able to
Cool.
do 2. I like that. Another oh shit button. Very cool.
Yeah, cleric. This version of the cleric has a lot of tools in its kit. Just to set expectations, you know that not any given cleric build would probably have all of these things. You would spec into certain ones, most likely. We're still working that out.
Awesome. Okay, so let's take a look then at some of those more offensive abilities. Let us perhaps find a potential target here.
Got a group of Minotaurs
for
right
me
up
to
here.
Use Smite and Condemn. You think we can peel just one of them off?
We could. I could
Wait,
grapple
let me
one.
actually heal you
Maybe
up.
heal me. Yeah. Trad could sleep the other two actually too.
Oh, and let me set my cooldowns
Okay.
so that I'm
This is
not
combat.
cheating
I'll
too
pay attention
much.
now.
Back to
Oh,
standard.
after I read this, let's see. I think that's always the case, though. In ESO and BDL, my main 2 MMOs, when a class was OP compared to most others, people tend to grind that class and play it with OP build. When the Reaper came to Final Fantasy, I played the story as the Dark Knight because that was my current main. But Reaper came out and it was so broken that I felt the need to jump to Reaper. Because Reaper was straight up broken in PvE stuff. And so I grinded the holy poop out of Reaper.
Sleep the back 2 Trad, and I'll grapple the front one.
Sure.
All right, and then I'm going to use... what is Smite first before we do that? What is Smite?
Smite's just a, well, you can use it in 2 different ways, as is a running theme with a lot of our abilities, but you can use it from a range, and it'll have a cast time and just do damage to the target. And if you use it in melee, it's an instant cast, so again, one of those things that you get a little more benefit for if you're up front.
Okay, so it's going to apply a stack of burning and deal instant damage to the target.
Sack
Okay,
of
and then
burning,
just real quick,
love.
Condemn is a straight up just stun.
Correct.
Casting stone.
All right, very cool. Okay,
Alright,
so
very
in
cool.
that case, let me start by casting Judgment on it.
Exactly. I tried to be off meta because I get bored being OP walking over people simply because my class is better. Yep.
Perhaps.
Okay.
While you...
But I do think this game's gonna be really meta. Like, I think this game is going to be heavy meta, especially in the PvP world, where people just find the best meta and then just run over everyone. Camping open world dungeons and camping caravans and things like that. Using the most broken crap. Even in For Honor, I played heroes who were C or D tier because it was more fun and fulfilling to me to play those and beat people. That's how I feel in fighting games. Unless if it's an anime fighter, then I just pick the hottest waifu and learn that character, no matter what tier she is. Hot anime waifu is always my main. It could be emoji. In that case, I will be a meta breaker. A long, long, long time ago, when I was starting out in YouTube, back before I got views, I started a League of Legends show, and I wanted to make something called the Meta Breakers because I thought that sounded so cool. And then I googled it, making sure I wasn't copying anyone, and it turns out someone already had my ideas, where they just take League of Legends character and put them in lanes they don't belong into, and they call them Anyways, me too. Anime games, I choose the hottest one. That's why we connect.
Be prepared
That's
to
why we
sleep those
connect.
2 rain collars.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
ready?
Let's go.
Cast.
Now is not the time to mention it, but Amazon took out the jiggle physics in Blue Protocol. My heart was shattered. Why does Amazon hate my life?
Casting judgment.
Speaking of Amazon being my worst enemy, the guy who owns Amazon wants to buy the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are like my football team. And I'm like, Amazon, get out of my life.
Alright. Okay, now you're good. Tank, if you want to grab it.
Ah! Freaking
Alright.
Amazon.
Oh, Smite, that's kind of cool.
Amazon, you want to ruin the games I love? That's not good, but I'll suck it up. You want to buy my football team? Like, Amazon, what did I do to you? Seriously, Throne and Liberty, Blue Protocol, Lost Ark, now the Seahawks? Like, why does Amazon hate me?
Cool.
Oh. Western games shouldn't be censored because they don't like other country normalities. Also, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's like fixing art on Twitter, you know, when an artist like draws something and then someone else is like, I fixed your art. It's like that was never your art to fix.
Cool.
They had to have done research on your favorite stuff to make it difficult for you.
Oh, that's very cool.
Amazon, get out of my life! Oh.
How you doing over there?
On the bright side, Final Fantasy is coming to Xbox finally. I'm so happy about that. That like made me plop. That made me pop. You mean fixing art on X? Oh yeah, right. No, it's called X now, isn't it? Yeah, it is now called X. I have a cat named X. I have a cat named X. Why?
Oh, Jim Dread's taking some health.
Y'all remember when I was reacting to an Ashes of Creation stream? And now I'm just like over the moon all over the place, and now I'm thinking about how Amazon hates me, and I'm thinking about Final Fantasy, and this is why I'm the worst Ashes of content creator ever. Ashes of content creation creator? Ashes of creation content creator. I was not paying attention to anything that just happened on screen, by the way. Let me rewind it just a little bit. Okay, this is where the fight starts. Alright. Amazon is out of my head.
Alright, very cool. Okay, so in that case, let me start by...
Why did they have to buy the Seahawks, though? Like, I hope that doesn't go through. Okay. Ashes.
casting judgment on it, perhaps.
Okay.
Amazon's passing judgment on me.
While
And they find me not worthy to be entertained.
you prepare to sleep those 2
It's because Noah and I distract you.
rain collars.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
ready? Casting judgment.
Again, I dozed off. I need to start this. Hold on. Okay. I am focused. I am ready. Okay.
All right, very cool. Okay, so in that case, let me start by casting Judgment on it, perhaps.
Okay.
While you prepare to sleep those 2 rain callers.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
ready?
go.
Casting
Ready.
Judgment.
Big beam from the sky.
All right.
They roll
Okay,
around the ring.
Now you're good, Tank, if you want to grab it.
Tank grabs the
luck.
Minotaur. He swings. Minotaur's at half health. Lightning bolt from
Oh,
the
snipe,
mage.
that's kinda
Mage
cool.
hits. And the Minotaur's losing a lot of health. The cleric goes in for a heal. And that Minotaur is down.
that's
Another
very
Minotaur
cool.
steps up to the plate with a giant Thunderball Kameo Wave thing. It goes to the
How you
first
doing over
Minotaur and hits the second one. The
Oh,
ice
dude,
guy
that's taking some health.
suddenly hits ice, and the cleric raises his hands and he heals his buddies. He fires 3 bills and he launches and he heals the GM Bucky.
Very cool.
1 Minotaur's down to
Okay.
a
the
good
hang
chunk
of
of
this.
health. As the Minotaurs swing, another lightning ball goes through 1 Minotaur.
Well, I noticed that on this
Both
wand,
Minotaurs live
I'm
through
getting
that.
some
Oh
health
no,
back
never
a
mind,
little
1
bit.
Minotaur down. And 3 Minotaurs
some
down
minimal
as
lifesteal or
Steven
something?
Sharif wins the fight.
Yeah,
I
is
think
that the one from
It's like
Carfin?
a Carfin wand, yeah.
Nice, very cool.
Little passive life leech.
I noticed they changed the mage lightning ball.
Very cool. All right, so I noticed that we
Did they? Not by much. I didn't notice a big difference.
have a quest in this area. Or what is this? This is not a quest. This is a story arc.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and go through this area, and we're looking for. I think the first part of the quest is a bag. You're on the quest, right, Steven? Looking for a backpack.
Yes, I am on the quest.
I
So
found-
let me just
Never
here.
mind.
Why don't we just stand here real quick, up near the bridge? I just want to get
Oh,
a
is that
look at
the
this.
Yeah, it looks great.
Tower
Yeah,
of
that
Cardiff,
does
or
look
is that
really
something
cool.
else?
It's an old abandoned ruin.
Ah, it's an old
Yeah,
abandoned
this is
ruin.
just a beautiful area. I mean, it's, I love what the environment team has done. The ruins.
That is 100% true. The environment team on this game does not get enough credit, and they get all the credit in the world. And it's still not enough. Like, I know I critique Ashes of Creation, but the one thing I will never critique is, like, the environment team, because they really do carry the load a lot of times.
The god rays, everything. Great job here. So what are we doing next? What is this quest? Obviously, some bandits have been expelled from the area, and there's some minotaurs and whatnot. What are we doing here?
Yeah, so we're kind of coordinating with one of the bandit leaders. So I think we're gonna have to find his bag to and go meet up with him. I think that's the plan. We got to fight through some minotaurs first.
Okay, all right, cool.
Round 2. Fight.
I got your back. You do your thing, Chicken Wing, and I got you.
We got a war grizz too.
Oh, he just walks away? Okay.
All right. I brought some friends because no, you're good. You're good. I got you.
The bear's looking at me. Oh, he's charging.
Oh, he mauled you. Did he knock you down?
Yeah, I got knocked over a little bit. I can knock him down too.
Do the Healy
Get him.
attack thing.
Nice. Very nice ball lightning. Okay, Trad doing some deeps. Here, I can help you out with the deeps.
This ring collar's just on you.
Well, it knows who the real threat in the party
Yeah.
is, Bucky.
Guess he's like, I'm the only healer. This Gris has so much health. Oh, I'm dying. Heal me up. Oh, nice. Flash
I
cure.
got you. Flash cure.
Flash cure.
Look at that maximum efficacy on
Nice.
the
Deliverance.
deliverance.
No,
Oh my
bear.
God! There's a bear.
Oh no.
I have a joke, but you guys probably couldn't bear it.
Sleeping it.
Nice.
Don't hit that bear.
We're good.
These bears have so much health.
Okay, mana consumption's not too bad so far with the kit. Of course, as you guys all know, oh god, it's standing. It's sensing you. It can smell the chocolate in your pocket. He's like, what's that?
I gotta go, sadly. Okay, well, have a good night. Thanks for showing up.
Oh god.
I have to put my residents to sleep. Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, life comes first.
The mana consumption's not too bad. Now, obviously, I know we haven't gone through really a balance pass between mana consumption and cooldowns and health return. So, as you guys are watching, just keep that in mind. You know, this
Noah will understand if you need an explanation. No, I get it.
is a work in progress. We're really trying to stand up the core functionality of the kit, and getting its playstyle to represent the role, right? Especially within synergy of the Holy Trinity. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
You handled the group.
Those bears seem tougher than the minotaurs.
Grouping pretty well.
thank you, thank you. Get some good coordination there.
Me.
We almost got him.
Let's
All
see.
right, there we go. So, oh yeah, there's 2 more in here.
Just bringing them over to you. You know, I don't want my tank to have to run so much, right?
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Or should I be like one of those other tanks? Like,
I'm here to explain it to you, Artie.
you touch the mobs, you take it.
How dare you! Don't you ever
Get out of my party!
You know, those types of tanks, and I know they're out there, but if you are forcing someone else in the party to heal, it's because you're not keeping a pace. Ooh.
True. Facts.
Ooh. Very true. This is a nice little area. Okay, we're just taking a seat here.
Yeah, you know, just resting up, get my mana back.
Taking in the views. Very nice.
The views of the.
So, okay. Talk. The views of this shed. I was looking behind me. I'm looking behind me. I don't just look at a shed and say views. But
sorry.
You guys are out of
okay.
control.
So, so talk to me a little bit about UI versus action healing, right? Obviously, I have mained healers in the past. One of the things I enjoy between the predictive nature of healing and the reactive nature of it is that, you know, it's very 2 different tempos, and I like both of them, right? If I have to, you know, kind of. Oh wait, hold on. Before I get into this, what is this? This is a backpack.
Is that a Splint's bag?
I don't touch bags that I don't own. Does one of you guys want to?
Okay, should I do it?
Will it update? Well, it'll update the story arc for everyone in the area, right?
I think so.
If somebody can find it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Got it. Let's see. I'll
Splint's
watch and
bag.
see.
He must be nearby.
Does it update for me? I don't know.
Yeah, you try clicking it.
I want to
Okay,
play Baldur's
I'll say-
Gate.
oh,
I might
it
play
did. It
Baldur's
just updated
Gate on
for me.
stream.
Okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
cool. All right, there we go. And as you guys know, obviously
Next
UI
paycheck?
is very
Not
work
right
in
now.
progress. We're still working on this. Okay, so predictive versus kind of reactive healing. I like both, right? If I love the excuse me. I like the ability for me to kind of have control over the engagement and you know, predict where I'm going to need to.
I'm just gonna go get my water.
Where I'm going to
That's
need
over
to heal, but I also like the kind of
I'll be
whack-a-mole
right back.
gameplay where I'm, you know, interfacing with my. Oh, and let me see if I can move this. Actually, I want to. As a healer, I tend to have my bar a little bit closer. Do I want to move anything else? Hold on, I'll move my health plate.
Yeah, I
There
feel
we
like when I
go.
start a new fight, I tend to be a lot more like reactive because I'm not used to the damage patterns as much as a healer. But then as you kind of get more familiar and you kind of know what to expect, you can start being a lot more predictive, which can certainly improve your performance. And it's good to have tools for both in any kit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally agree. I see Splint across the way.
Oh, is he up there, up on that tower?
Yeah.
See this rope he climbed up with, maybe.
Am I supposed to be killing? Are we killing him or are we talking to
No,
him?
I think
we're
we're-
supposed to. Oh, we're
yeah,
getting a chest key.
Yeah, we're gonna coordinate with him. He wants to get these minotaurs out of the bandit camp, so we have to work with the enemy a little bit here.
Okay. So we're going down on this
Yeah, I
like dry
don't wanna,
riverbed.
Yeah, I don't want to go through the front entrance. There's like a ton of minotaurs there, so I think we should try and fight through this way, maybe. We got a wolf.
All right. Oh, okay. Little wolf, little baby
Oh
wolf.
my gosh, he dodged my
How
attack.
about, what about you, Tread? What do you like about predictive or reactive?
I mean, I definitely like the more tools you give me, the better, right? I think we'll have different specs that lean one way or the other for all kinds of different clerics. You know, obviously, as everyone knows, our class system will, you know, you'll be able to like pick your class based on primary and sub archetype, and different classes will lean into different directions. Some will be more predictive, and when we say predictive, like we're usually talking like HOTS and stuff are going to be a lot more predictive healers,
Or like
or even-
pre-shielding, you know.
yeah,
or-
pre-shielding,
yeah.
that kind of thing. Whereas like reactive is going to be a lot more like, you know, instant heals that might. You know, be less efficient but more adaptable to certain situations.
Heal me up, Steven.
I got you.
You got me.
I got you.
You're getting
I got
you're getting that full deliverance value there.
I think there's a bug on my targeting. I think I'm like the target switches off of you for some reason.
I had this muted. So, I've had this muted since I've come back. I could be one of those cringy YouTubers that talks with his mic to his face like this. Kind of looks like a lightsaber in the dark.
Okay.
But what I was saying is, when there's like one guy who's like super low, I just stop what I'm doing and I just zap them, and then just whittle them all down. Like if there's a mob that only has like 1 health left, I switch what I'm doing and then I just like
My bad.
take them out.
Well, I see you're throwing in some condemns there, weren't you? You were stunning the
Shh. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of, you know.
yeah.
I was trying
Nice.
to help out.
That's good.
on the
That's I like when healers
DPS
can
and
help with the DPS and the healing's light.
Do we want to grab these guys?
I was not gonna go this way, but okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, wait.
We can
Okay,
do it. We can
just-
do it. Just sleep the
No,
back
no,
line.
we got it. Yeah, back
sleep
up.
a couple of
sleep,
Bonus
sleep,
sleep
him,
in
sleep
there,
him.
but don't
Nice
AoE.
sleep. Nice sleep. Oh,
Well
sleep.
done.
Huge
well
sleep.
done.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
we got
sneak
this.
around, but you know we can just blast
No,
to the
no.
front door. Why not?
We need to show off our ability.
Yes.
Maybe sleep again? Oh, nope.
Sleep has a
10
decent
seconds.
cooldown.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Right, you're doing some
Okay.
good kiting. Trying to.
I am totally kiting these guys.
Sorry, I got a couple. I got 3 of them, I think.
Alright, sleeping.
Yeah, healers will be generating threat, right? Like, I see they're noticing you're healing, so they're going after you. It's taking me a bit of effort.
These are the moments that make me actually excited for Ashes, when they're in like full combat and you see everything flowing. And I'm like, yeah, I want to kill some Minotaurs. I want this game to come out.
To get them off you.
I believe in you.
Not for a very long time.
Let's see if I can sleep or stun that guy.
Drink my last health potion.
All right, I got you. I
Heal
got you.
summon.
2 seconds for next to see.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you can see through the
I
others.
think I got it. There's 2 of them. Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Got
Perfect.
you. Yeah, I give you blessed weapon too, so you can get some mana back.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was running low.
Left with that.
Whew. All right.
I feel like those Minotaurs are like really, really tanky.
Look at that.
It takes a while for them to go down.
That easy peasy lemon
Wasn't even
squeezy.
close.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Any other types of sayings we want to add to that? Performance?
Not even close, baby.
Yes, thank you.
Great job. Great job.
Yeah, well done. I didn't even get to do my like wings of salvation jump to and boom.
Oh, very good.
Look at that.
Such a good combo.
It's clean.
So-
clean kill.
Yeah, we can just go. You know, we were gonna sneak around. Actually,
Yeah.
let's do sneak around. I want to
I-
sneak. I
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
little-
Lag.
No.
Lag.
Stop.
Wait. There's
Okay,
more.
where we
There's
at?
more
Where we
wolves.
at?
There's more wolves.
There we go.
right, let's one at a time, one step at a time here.
Don't do anything after.
Not get all crazy here.
No, we're good.
That's what I'm saying. Like when something has like 1 health, I just stop what I'm doing and I just take it out real quick.
Here, let me just sleep this wolf over here. Or not sleep, but
Just put him down.
oops.
Oh, why do you have to say it
That's
like
an F.
that?
I think I just
Got another
used
wolf spawn too.
Oh, that made me sad.
You guys like this one.
Okay, there we go. That's not too bad.
All right, come down this way.
Okay, let's go this way.
I'm sorry, it was
Side
the long
entrance.
day.
We didn't have to do any of that.
Aww.
Listen,
But
we're
we did.
farming.
But then
Did we-
how else would we not? How else would we
True.
farm?
Yeah,
Yeah, Trad,
we got
come
some
on, bro.
XP, got some loot, maybe.
Ooh, this is cool. Okay, so like a little back entrance. All right. I
Yeah, this
see.
gets around the main
Alright.
gate. I think we can sneak around
We
these
should be
guys.
careful.
too.
Yeah, we should be careful in this area though, because we might get aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know this. I feel like we can probably pull a little bit extra and see just how much we can tax this healer. What do you guys think?
All right. I'll pull these 3 up here and maybe that 4th one.
All right. There
Let's
you go.
do
Give you a
it.
little bit of potential heals.
Oh God, there's a wolf.
Wolf on me.
Okay, wolf
Oh,
on
morph
you.
through the gate. Oh, this is gonna be
Okay,
good.
I'm gonna stun the
On
wolf.
2 of them.
Nice,
drop
nice.
the
All
wolf
right, I'm
first.
taking some heals.
Wreck that wolf.
All right, I've
What
got.
are we doing next?
Gonna get these.
We're
I'll
on
get aggro on these
focus
two
fire,
guys.
focus fire. Yeah. Try to AoE if you can.
Oh,
AoE it all down. Big AoE.
Big
Do
AoE.
a trip.
That's the move I've been
I'm doing a
wanting to
delayed
see.
heal. Yes, maximum AoE power.
Wizards.
That lightning
Are you doing
bolt
the,
do a lot of damage.
Wave
doesn't it?
attack too. Yeah.
Yes.
That one's so good. Oh, we got
There's
it.
a delayed heal.
Nice. Getting all the value out of it. Try to get out.
Some judgment. Okay.
Throwing a sleep out.
Nice. We got it. Easy.
That was super easy. Either that or I'm just a literal god of a healer. Okay, probably is it.
It's almost like he made
No,
the
you're doing
game.
good.
for
Using
you.
the full kit.
Thank you. Here, have a barrier.
For that compliment.
Lag.
Okay. Alright.
All right. So I think we just
Yeah.
gotta go up through
Good job, team.
here. Yeah. Great
Well
job.
done.
Great job.
I've got one more.
We need to have a discussion with world design for this population. I mean, it's not challenging enough.
Yep,
Yeah.
double it.
You have 100 Minotaurs in here.
Double it! Respawn rate, 10 seconds!
Here, I'll do another group here.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Here, let's grab
Sleep.
these guys.
Don't break.
If I can grab that
Oh,
guy.
you
Sorry.
broke
Sorry. My bad.
He just aggroed him through the
I
wall.
just
That's
trust.
kinda
I trust now. Whatever.
Yeah, just trust. You're good.
That lightning
I have
thing
full faith
doesn't
in my
do a lot
healer.
of damage.
I bought some
Even though I've
additional
already
mobs.
said that.
Okay.
Oh god.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
We're getting a little cocky here.
No, we're good.
He flew too close to the sun.
2 seconds on sleep.
Okay.
Alright, sleep coming out now.
All right. All right. I think.
Running a lot.
Nice.
All right, there we go.
Oh, okay. Back it up.
Okay, helping myself.
Oh yeah, they're on you. Trying to get them off you.
Oh my god. I'm dying.
Where are you?
I'm dying.
I'm running a little bit.
I think they're off you.
Okay, I'm now healing you again.
We need some huge heals. Oh, I'm using my tank cooldown. Let's take
I'm
additional
using the
healing.
divine infusion.
Oh yes. Perfect. Still on you.
I'm healing myself. My mana is definitely going down.
We got this. We're almost gonna kill some.
Come on. Let me put down these chains. Healing myself again.
Sleep again. Stay on the rain collar. Or
You guys have 3 left.
Okay, I'll stand a rain collar.
I'm
One
gonna
of the
stun
3
this
rain-
other rain collar.
We got it. We got it now.
I am completely
Oh no.
Is out
Alright,
of
we
mana.
made it. We did it. We did it!
I'm running. I'm running.
I'll do the killing blow on this guy.
I'm running.
Wait, what are you running for?
Okay. I was at 60 health and they're still. Okay, we got it. We got it.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Whew.
You're good.
Whew.
Here, have this hot.
That was epic.
That was pretty epic.
Got some good pulls here.
That was pretty fun. That was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed that as a healer. That was a oh shit moment, and there were
Yeah.
many oh shit buttons for me to press.
We were talking about this mana not being balanced, but I think that was pretty good. Like, you ran out of mana just right at the end of that fight. Like, pretty good. Good first
That is
pass.
true. Not too bad. Now
Pro
we're going to talk to
gamers in the
Splinter.
chat.
Master
game.
Splinters.
Gosh, dude.
See, and everybody says I am a crazy player. There's just not, you know. Oh, okay. Climb on top of this tent here. Okay, we're good. This guy's kind of cool. What is he doing? Hello, friend.
Splint.
Splint, talk to me. Nobody mentioned locking horns with minotaurs. Oh, okay. We need to go unlock a chest. He's not budging. Here, take the key. All right, I've gotten the key.
Okay, nice. I think the chest is in the main building
Alright,
somewhere.
so yeah, let's go down here.
Do you want to,
Okay.
Look at that.
should we, just even rest a little bit? You're still, pretty low on mana.
Jump.
I would be down to rest.
Well, we should probably go this way.
I actually, I guess I think we'll probably
before
run through here for a little bit.
respawns. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get inside the
Where we
building.
going? Where we going?
Inside the building here.
Alright.
Follow me.
Oh, that's right. We don't really even need to. Let's see if we can just. Since we cleared this whole area, I wonder if we can.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone
Yeah,
in here.
I think we gotta go down this little area.
Oh,
down
it's nice
here?
and dark
In
here.
the
okay.
crypts.
Secret basement.
All right. Let me give us some light. Hold on. I gotta give us some light.
Very nice. Oh yeah, Trad's got some good.
Yeah, very
Follow
nice.
the lights.
Follow the
Oh.
light.
Here it is.
Ooh.
Loot.
So we're working together with
What is
Splint,
this?
the bandit leader.
Wait, hold on. I wonder what happens if I put this shield on you while you have your shield on.
I got
shield.
I got 15 seconds on that.
double shield.
Double shield.
That's what you got out of the
Hey,
chest.
that was cool. It let
Now
loose
they're all
this
playing
massive
Halo. Double kill.
explosion. What did that do?
I think we're
kill.
working together with Splint to
Overkill.
activate
kill.
this
To find
ancient
injured
chest
turtles?
to.
Oh.
Kilimanjaro.
I think we're awakening some old spirits in this place to try to drive out the Minotaur. I think that's the
Killtacular.
plan here.
Kill
This
Trossu.
is
There's a
beautiful.
stairway over here.
Yeah. What's the next part of the quest? We have to light the signal fire, light the brazier.
I'm running up
Oh wait, we
into
lost you.
this area. Uh-oh. Where'd you guys go?
Steven, oh there you are. Look to your left.
There.
Where?
Over
Oh.
here.
Hey, how do I get over there?
Oh, actually, yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. There we go.
I'm gonna go upstairs even more over here.
Oh, nice. This is beautiful. Environment did a great job with this. Zachary and Tristan and
Yeah, it looks really great. It's
Brendan.
cool to explore.
Did a great job. Beautiful. Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
there it is. Nice.
Well, this was a cool little incursion into. Oh, look at this!
Oh, the zombies.
We have lit the beacon, and the zombies have overtaken the minotaurs.
Oh my
They're
God.
still minotaur corpses.
God, dude, we missed the bloodshed.
I think we did all the work.
Ooh.
Yeah,
we did
true. To
do
be
all the
honest, these
work.
zombies shouldn't get any credit.
That's super cool. Very cool. Well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this brief look at the update. Well, not brief, but look at the update of the cleric archetype and what you'll be expecting in Alpha 2. Obviously, your feedback is incredibly important to us. Please keep in mind, everything is a work in progress, and we use your feedback as part of our iteration process. So if you can give us your thoughts and what you enjoyed, what you thought could be done better, in the YouTube video or in Twitch or
Alright. Gaming Templar. Hey, Art. Tilly. Hey, Gaming Templar, how are you?
everywhere else.
Alright, so here are my thoughts. Honest. So, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I think my biggest critique is the color palette down here, just because that is a ton of orange. I would like them to have more colors in there, so that way I know what I'm pressing, right? Because that chain, when everything's happening on screen, doing well, already watched this. Yeah, so did most of the community, but I was in Final Fantasy mode last night, so I didn't watch this. But anyways, when everything is happening on screen, like you have a ton of minotaurs or a giant dragon and things like that. Now, granted, you're going to have muscle memory and you're going to know what keys do what. But I don't know. From first glance, this and that, and all three of those, I just think this needs more color to it. That's my biggest pet peeve from this. It's just, that is a ton of orange. I think they should variety the keys a bit more. Other than that, if you play a healer, then you probably loved this. I'm not a healer type of guy, so I don't have much to say. But yeah, alright. I think they're doing good.
We will go through that and we will take a look. But we have enjoyed showing this. Bucky and Trad, thank you guys for joining me. Very cool, very fun. And I thought you guys did a great job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. GG.
All right, we'll see you guys
GG.
back on stream.
I'm going in. Ah!
No! Wait, let me jump to you. Let me jump to you. How do I... Come here. Come here. Wait. Here it is. Boom!
Oh, yeah. Let's
that
get
was
these zombies.
great.
That was cool.
Bye, guys.
Out of control.
That was actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Woohoo! Seems like y'all very much enjoyed that from looking at the chat
Yes.
screen. I am going to play it in the background whilst we chat and answer some questions from that we noticed that we want to make sure that you guys get to get answered. And the first one here is, will AoE and action heals also heal raid and alliance members?
AoE action heals depending on the type. That's a broad description. But
Yeah.
depending on the type, if it's like a templated AoE, yes, it would heal any non-combatants essentially. Yes.
All right, and then the next question is, can you walk through all the ways that clerics can target and heal, like F keys and things like that? Because we noticed that you were clicking on targets and stuff like that. So like people just want to know what are the ways that I can heal as a cleric? A lot of people like hover casting and things like that.
Yeah, there's going to be a pretty expansive functionality when it comes to the different types of targeting methods. That's something that's still being kind of worked on and will be included kind of later in the iteration phases from the combat team. The idea is that we are expansive as possible in that type of control schema, and that we leave it to the player to decide option-wise which ones they want to use.
Perfect. I knew that was going to be it. People have also been asking about smart casting specifically. That was a very one that people are interested in, but yes, we'll give you options.
Yes.
Revive spell. If someone
and
dies.
one other thing, by the way, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
On those additional options, we're also playing with a secondary targeting type where you can have a friendly target active as well as an enemy or main target active. So if you have duality in skills, like some that are offensive and some that are defensive, we're going to be testing that, I think, as part of Alpha 2. Most likely as part of Alpha 2, where you get to use that defensive targeting mechanism.
Yeah, people wanted like to be able to do target of target things. I mean, it's pretty common for MMOs. So I did already respond about that in the chat. I was like, we're gonna add more features like that. Don't worry. Revive spell. Obviously, that's like a big thing everyone keeps bringing up. You know, if someone dies, for instance, you accidentally nuked one of your companions.
I didn't accidentally nuke
okay,
him.
you purposely nuked
me
them.
that he would be prevented from dying and would get 25% of his health
but not
back.
through the GM command. That
Okay, well,
overrides everything.
He didn't specify that, so you know it is what it is. No, we there are resurrection abilities. We didn't showcase them here because we haven't yet stood those up. They're relatively direct. We're not going to do anything too fancy there. We have the ideas of including certain types of like mass resurrections, individual resurrections that have recuperation for dead experience that gets accrued. That is going to be a part of the resurrection aspect of things. There is one ability here that prevents death, and that was that one that we showed where Bucky died because I nuked him. But yes, there are resurrection abilities.
Yes. And then, can you move while casting every ability? Are there some you cannot move while casting? They saw you moving a lot while casting, and obviously that's something that's a big proponent for us, is we want you to be able to move while casting.
Yeah, absolutely. So So a lot of abilities you have the capability of moving while casting. It's going to decrease your movement speed significantly, or depending on the type of ability. We do reserve the cost, and that's really what it is when you tie ability usage to mobility. We do reserve the cost of requiring the character to remain stationary on some ability, some big effect type abilities. So it's just spread out amongst the kits. Some are going to be mobile, some are going to be completely mobile where there's no restriction and no slowdown. Some are going to be completely restrictive where you can't move. It's a balancing act between what cost versus benefit we want to have conferred through the effect of the ability.
Yeah, if they're rooting you for a spell, that spell's gonna do something good.
Gonna do something.
Yeah. How are skills acquired during leveling? Can you walk through like how that functionality will work?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of games in the past a lot of games in the past that we've played have this kind of skill point allocation system that you acquire through experience gain, and you take those skill points and you spec them into your skill tree. We're going to follow a relatively similar path when it comes to skill progression. However, that's likely not going to be tied directly to experience gain, because we do have this concept of experience debt that does accrue, and we don't want to create an imbalance between skill points acquired versus experience. So we're going to predicate your skill points acquisition based on benchmarks you reach when leveling through a level, right? So these are going to be at specific points in the level, like 1/4 progress to half progress to 3/4 progress. You're going to get an influx of skill points, and then you'll be able to allocate them into your skill tree.
That's interesting.
All right, and then can I change the theme of my cleric? Like if I want it to be more dark spells or nature themed, is that an option?
So that's really where the secondary class option, which creates your class, right? The primary archetype, not so much. That's relatively going to be more based around the player's decisions in which skills they spec into in the skill tree, not being able to change the skills themselves. But when you reach the class phase, which is around level 25, and you introduce that secondary archetype selection to create your one of 64 classes, then you'll have a number of augments that you'll be able to apply on a per ability basis. And your core ability kit comes from your primary archetype selection. And those augments will change the look and feel of those abilities. And some will have the effect to create more darker thematic aspects to it, or just generally different aesthetics to the abilities that represent the secondary class selection.
Archetype selection.
Archetype, sorry, yes, secondary archetype
that
selection. Thank you.
Formulate your class.
Yes, I know.
You got it.
I know.
And then, does the cleric resource make offensive spells instant cast? And yes, they do. But I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's any cast effect that you have. And that's one of the concerns about that particular energy mechanic
just
that
fall
I had
asleep right on stream. Just
expressed to the team is like how we balance whether or not that gets applied to pretty much any ability, because it is a bit of a subversion in the balancing act. You want to kind of have minimum thresholds that players must meet in order to confer an effect on a target. And so there's some concern there, but that's something we're going to play test and balance out throughout Alpha 2. But
we were having a lot of fun.
Effect.
We did some PvP fun earlier in the week, and Steven and Bucky and Trad were battling me, Adam, and Nat, and it was super fun.
That was a lot of fun.
And later with Keenan. It is cool.
But
as a cleric.
it wasn't fair, because you guys were CCing me, and we haven't yet introduced CC breaks into the kits, and I was just like, wait a minute.
True. So what we did, giving Strat, right? Like our mage slept Steven, and then I stunned Trad, and then we just blew Trad up. And I saved up my healing instant spell for my judgment, so I could just do like this massive nuke. It was pretty awesome plays. But yeah, if you strategize,
CC cringe.
Yeah, I mean, I would call it strats, but
If I needed the CC break abilities, we didn't yet have those ready.
That's true. Being able to break CCs is awesome too.
It was good.
But I'm just letting folks know there is some strategy, there's fun, and even with the ability kits that we currently have, we're having a lot of fun with it. Then the next question, I think the last one we have here, we can move
there's going to be a meta in this
the next
game.
stuff. It's been a long stream already. is how much of the cleric kit will be damage focused rather than healing? Because I saw you mostly casting healing spells whilst
Yeah,
doing the
there are
fights.
absolutely going to be, and we talked a little bit about this. There's going to be a significant amount of offensive capability for the cleric because we don't want to create that dynamic where cleric as a support class is inoperable without a companion or a party to go with, right? We want that cleric to still be able to survive on their own, to be able to level and progress as a solo player. And so because of that, there's going to be healthy combinations of offensive abilities. But when we talk about the current, current archetype development, we focus right now on this phase around core role, right? So we're talking about what is the core role for this particular archetype within the Trinity system, and that really focuses around support-oriented gameplay. So you saw some offensive abilities, some support abilities have dual purpose, dual functionality, depending on the target recipient. That could be offensive or defensive. You might see that excuse me, you might see that expressed more as we develop out the archetype further. But the idea is to create a healer archetype that is not entirely dependent on companion or party, which means they'll have offensive capabilities.
Yeah, and like I said, we were able to do some big damage. Like you can still do decent damage as a cleric. You just have to know which skills to use and utilize them in coordination with other folks. And also there's synergy, right? Like I can put a buff, like a debuff on the mob that then the mage can also exploit, which is really handy. So there's a lot of like things like that that are really handy.
Yeah. And not only that, but remember that a big component, which is probably one of the more significant distinguishments between Ashes of Creation's combat systems and what we were experiencing in other MMOs, is that the weapon gameplay is a big component of synergy between your rotational archetype abilities and the weapon combo attacks. So you'll often find that a lot of your offensive power from perhaps the more support-oriented class roles is going to be found with interactions with their weapon combo as well.
All right. Cool. And that's it for the questions that we saw in the chat that, like, I feel like community side, we can answer all the other ones. But, so keep sending us our thoughts. Vagnar and Roshan are great about responding to folks. And Peter over on social, we do our best. We're a small but mighty team, but we interact with as many people as possible. There is a thread over on the forums. Head on over, give us some feedback on the cleric. We would love to know your thoughts. I don't know, Stephen, if you want to add any additional. I know you talked about it in the other bit there, like what you're looking for feedback.
Absolutely. Just real quick, this video will be uploaded on YouTube within the next hour or two tops, I would say, in its full 4K glory. And when you guys are thinking about the types of feedback that you can provide us, tempo of gameplay, the distribution and types of effects conferred from the abilities, in addition to the mechanics of the combat and the encounter itself, and the synergies with other classes. Obviously, you don't need to give me feedback on my gameplay. I know that it really couldn't have been better than it was, and that was probably the best cleric gameplay you've ever seen.
Do you want to give them some preface too? Stephen just had eye surgery. Like, he can't even see them. Give the man a break.
No. I think when it mattered and we got into the oh shit moments, I pulled off that just fine.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I hover over the abilities because I forget what the icons are associated with the class. So anyways, you don't need to comment on my glorious gameplay. I already know you all love it. That's fine. Keep that out of the commentary.
That's why I was trying to give them, I was trying to tell them there is strategy to abilities, you just gotta use them in a certain way.
I love it.
Yeah, he doesn't need feedback on his gameplay. Just we want to know about the combat and the abilities and what your guys' thoughts are.
Don't tell me I suck. Tell me my game sucks, and then tell me how to
we sift through the
comments.
We make sure the reports that we're putting forward to our team are really useful. They seem to like them. They love your guys' feedback and your suggestions. So please send them our way. They're a lot of fun to read through as well. And with that, we're
just one other real quick point, just last point. I want to make a point of that. We have not gone through our optimization pass. And just to be clear, when you look at things like frame rate, or you see, dips in that frame rate, or you see, anything that has to do with kind of performance or optimization efforts, That pass hasn't come yet. So we're doing something a bit unique in the sense that we're showing active development at the time that things are being developed. And because of that, you're not going to see the parts that have yet to be worked on, which is polish pass, optimization pass. All of those things come at the end of the development cycle, because things may change more heavily during development than they might when it's ready for a polish phase, right? And so we try to get everything kind of nailed down and all the iteration stuff done as much as we can possibly during that development phase before we go in and actually polish it. Now, because we're a transparent development process, obviously the things that we want to show, we do dial up a little bit further than normal, perhaps across the rest of our systems and core pillars and designs in the world. And that's acceptable. There's a little bit of risk there when it comes to like the loss of work potential. If things do need to change, animations might change, because you have to think about it from a pipeline perspective. If animations change, VFX has to adapt, audio effects has to adapt, right? Those things, the timing has to kind of get changed, especially when it comes to ability production. So just keep that in mind as you're giving this feedback.
Yeah, all the teams that have to work after the pipeline of something being like that, or like the support, like sound effects, VFX, like it's a lot. But our teams are awesome. They're badasses, as you can see. We have a very small character art update, so I will just be showing off a couple things here, and so you can see the tarnished Sky Raiders set
That
here.
looks like something from
Beautiful.
Terra.
Beautiful. And I do have a turntable for this as well. I'll play that.
Sorry. In old school Terra, there was a
Who worked
helmet
on
like
this?
that if you
This
got
one
your
was
character
Danny.
up to level 60
Danny,
on
Always
the
have that
great job.
prepared now.
for a certain amount of
Yeah, I
time.
love the chain links there, if I can see that quite well.
I had
and
that
the
helmet until
golds and the trim around the
Terra
cloth,
deleted
and
my
that's
character.
very cool.
Yeah, it looks great. And then we've got the ambitious academic set, and we're showing it off on the VEC, which we know everyone always is asking about the VEC. So getting a little look at this one.
Don't look at the VEC and think that they're devious or that
No, they're star.
they're up to no
Easy.
good. This is just how they are as a society, right? They're inspective. They're looking at you and they're just sizing you up, right? And they're determining what they should think of you. They're very suspicious culture. The division between the Renkai and the VEC was not a very happy and peaceful one. So something to keep in mind.
It'll be interesting to see. Now you're gonna have VEC and Renkai people battling it out, RPing. Steven, look what you've started! Another war.
It's in the past. It's in the past. It's in the past.
Yeah, it's the past.
It doesn't matter. It's in the
But
past.
yeah, the lore is pretty exciting stuff. So I know people will love hearing a little tidbit about that. And we've gotten a lot of feedback in regards to some people not liking the hunched stance, but honestly, it's kind of and there's some people who like it. So it's like
Well, you got to think. You got to think when you start playing with poses, right?
Yeah.
Why do
You will never have a community that agrees 100% on everything. I feel like there are some things where you just gotta be like, this is my way.
you do that?
I'm the director. We're doing things my way. Especially for things that don't matter, like a hunched back or a straight back. Don't matter. Just when it comes to choices like that, it comes down to the development team.
From a art perspective, when you want to give players a distance preview threat assessment of the opponents they might be facing, especially in a PvP game, silhouettes matter, and the shape language of that silhouette is a little bit difficult sometimes to distinguish between races that share similar head height. And so one of the ways you can break that shape language or silhouette up is by incorporating different stances and different animations that can confer the threat assessment or the idea of what that race is at a distance amongst races of similar head height. And so I think this plays well to the VEC, to their creature model. And it gives them a bit of character, right?
Yeah,
To the way that
I think that all of our races have a lot of characteristics to them, and hopefully people enjoy them. So far, it seems like people do. There's little bits of feedback here and there from folks. And with that,
Yeah,
we're going to
can't please
head on
everybody, it's
over
okay.
to Q&A, and I'll play the video a little bit more as well, so you you guys have something to look at whilst we are chatting here and answering some wonderful questions from the forums. Oh, actually, do you want to do studio update first? Do you have like a few things that you want to
Sure.
talk about on that front?
Summer's been in full swing. Studio's continuing to grow. We're having a plethora of wonderful candidates that are joining.
I'm falling asleep. We saw the big chunk of it. Q&A, yeah, I know, but I feel like we saw the part that's really important. And I don't want to fall asleep on stream because I'm about to go clunk. So I'm gonna go artifact out. I'm still working on it. I don't know if I want to do like a... I should not do this. Yeah, don't... I'm not gonna do that. That's not my thing. I don't know. Artifact out. I gotta continue looking at the camera. Oh, I gotta hit